I moved to Jamaica in 2005. I had come here for my own spiritual reasons. I had my mission. I was going to take my talents and the things that God had granted me to help other people and create opportunity. So I had a business idea going. It was a good idea, but I had a bad business partner. Luckily through that business, I met my wife because I ended up having to shut the business down. And I didn't come with a plan B, I only had a plan A. So when plan A fell apart with no plan B, at that time my wife, and we'd only been together 3 weeks, and I looked at her and I said, well, I need to go meditate. And so she took me up to the hills here and we moved into a little shack, you know what I mean? And 40 years old, leaning horribly back and to the left. And we just proceeded to live naturally, really naturally. About 3 months into it, the man offered to sell us the piece of land that we're on now. So I looked at my wife and I said, do you want to do it? She said yes. And at this time, she's obviously just my girlfriend. And the concept was just to live as simply and as naturally as you possibly can. Previously, I was a commodities trader in Chicago, and I just wanted to live naturally. I wanted to come out of the United States and live as close to ground as I can. And so we cooked on 3 stones and we bathed in the rivers and drank from the springs, and for 2 years, no power for about a year of it. And it was spectacular, it was fantastic.
Hi, I'm Alicia Swainbank, co-owner of Zimbali Retreat with me and my husband Mark. And this concept comes from the commercial world, from the natural world. So it's like a part of where Africans meet Jamaica and come together, a part of liberty, Rasta life and culture. I'm from this area, so it was quite easy, born and homegrown. I love to eat natural food, and I was growing up on a farm, so that's how the whole of this idea kind of settled in together. And my husband came down here, give thanks to him, and we saw the vision together, and that's how we put it together. Zimbali is like a sanctified heaven, where everybody wants to be, the bird, the ants, people, dogs, cow, cats, everybody. It's a loving place, and Zimbali is a peaceful place. So when you think about Zimbali, the word, Zim is from the shortening of Zimbabwe. Bali is like from the meditation hut where the Rasta shanty meditate. And the word, when we put it together, we didn't even know that it really have a meaning. And then when we discovered that it really means a Zulu word that means a valley of flower. And Canaan Mountain is actually like a valley. So that's where when it sets in here, it was like, wow, this is not even like destiny. This is where it was supposed to be. This place was supposed to be right here. And it draws so many energies to it, trust me.
We didn't build this place, I'm going to have a cooking tour, It wasn't, we didn't even know we'd have rooms. And within the organic creation, when you plant a seed, you don't know what the tree is going to look like. So the tree has grown. It's grown arms of rooms. Once we built the main villa, people started to want to come, so we built a cottage. More people wanted to come. We built 2 more cottages. We're now up to 7 rooms, which is good enough for me. It's grown arms of our children now. Finally, this really brilliant woman named Linda Lee came, and she was looking for tours for affluent clients. And she spent the whole day with us, and we were rustic, so I give Linda credit to spend the whole day. And she spent the whole day with us, and she said, well, you don't have anything for us now, but can I make a suggestion? I said, yeah. She said, you should do a farm to table. And it was just genius, and instantaneously I said, can I use that? And she said, yes. And it's grown this cooking tour from Linda Lee's suggestion, and the beauty of the cooking tour, you're gonna come and it's a farm to table, and it's a true farm to table. We have 6 full-time farm workers. We grow 70, 80, 90% of our vegetable and fruit matter. We have 30 seats. It's very intimate. We prep all day long for even one show. And take great pride in that. And my wife, she runs that show. And so you're going to see the real ancient, back to Africa techniques. We hand grate our coconut all day long. You could never get this in a restaurant that's going to serve 200 people, 300 people, 150 people in a day. You could never get that. And every dish, all of our dishes are really old school techniques with a modern flair. Zimbali is an intimate experience, but it's a Zimbali culinary retreat. You're not only going to do our farm to table tour, you're not only going to do the Rasta tour, Go With Fire, We're gonna take you to our places. We're gonna take you to the best places on the South Coast in the grill, places that you would never find, real fishing villages where you're gonna pick your fish and get them grilled right there. Snorkel in a marine reserve, and then go out to an island and get lobster cooked for you out on this island. You're going to go to a famous place on the South Coast named Cloggy's. You're gonna order your food and then you're gonna go on a boat and you're gonna go out to a place called the Pelican Bar, really famous because it's out on a sandbar. Have 2 Heinekens out there, come back in. These are all things where you would have to come back 50, 100, 200 times to Jamaica to maybe start to even get a whisper of these things. But that's coming to Zimbali Culinary Treats. We put culture and food front and center, and we're gonna show you in a 3-day, 4-day, 5, 7-day packages, touring the farm, 5 courses, and a bottle of wine, because might as well have fun while we're doing it. I think it's more than a meal, it's an experience. I don't think that, I know that. It's more than a meal, it's an experience. And that's what we offer.
We are just doing our own thing at Zimbali. Of everything that is from the farm to the table to your mouth. Nothing is being molested. It's all natural. So I'm talking about from nature into the pot, not molested, and to your mouth. There's other people out there that I know that is talking about wellness tourism. So I don't want to pick up on that. When tourists come to Jamaica, I mean, over the years they've been eating too much things from a tin. I don't eat stuff from a tin. I don't eat none of those things. So what I'm just feeding people what I love, everything. So I'm not going to talk about wellness tourism because wellness tourism, it seems like you're going to have to go in a whole thing and say, oh, this is how I juice my pineapple. This is how I do that. You know what? I eat everything on a pineapple. Everything on my pineapple is good. From the skin to the heart, they all have their own desired purpose. I was growing up with my grandparents, 2 awesome people. Daisy and Waldo, big shout out to them. And I was growing up on a farm, and my grandfather is a farmer, and my grandmother. So I was the only grandchild that ever grew in their house, and I was actually born at home in their house. So I'm kind of drawn to country life, and I'm drawn to the culture of Jamaica because my grandmother teach me a lot of things, from the culture and how to make coconut oil, balmy duff, potato pudding, how to cook, how to grate a coconut. My grandfather teach me the way of chopping a machete, how to plant a yam, how to plant a banana, how to plant every single thing, how to milk a cow, how to even pole a cow, But I don't like to kill anything. So of course I'm a naturalist. So the way I was growing up is one of the best things I could ever have. Otherwise, I couldn't even be the way I am today. I couldn't raise my children the way I am today. And I couldn't even have the imagination and even the inspiration to even the dream of putting Zimbali together, because Zimbali lives off the life that I was growing up and learned. Everything that you see here, ingredients, looks, from the windows inside the house is from my memory of my grandmother's place. They're still alive and their house still exists. So everything, and even the way how I grew my kids is from the way I grew up. And I'm very blessed and best to have grandparents like that. I love to teach people. Because the more you teach people, is the more better generation you're gonna have. And if you fool a generation, you're gonna have some fool kids coming up, and then that generation is gonna be stupid. So I love to teach people, so I teach my staff, everything, all of my staff here. I brought all of them and I train all of them what to do, how to spread this, how to cook, how to speak, how to shake hands, how to serve. They're all countryside people. And I love them. And I'm happy that God blessed me with this vision, my husband and I.
Health and wellness is titles that we've given these days because we don't live the way we used to. It's the way man has always lived. We drink from the springs, we cook, we eat our own food, and your exercise is in the fields and farming, and it's just back to the future, you know what I mean? So now we've given it this terms of health and wellness, maybe because there's so much GMO in the world, and there's actually companies hell-bent on ruining the food supply and controlling the food supply and controlling water and somehow taking control of God's creations. And health and wellness to me is back to living naturally. And here at Zimbali, that's what it's all about. It's all about, it's about the experience of culture. It's about the experience of food. It's Zimbali Culinary Retreat. It's about food, but it's about the natural livity, as the Rasta would say. We just want to show people through our Rasta tour, when you come up and meet Fire and really go up into the mountains and see how he lives, as humble and as simple as you could possibly imagine. But yet it's hard work. It's not easy. I mean, you have to carry your water. In this day, kids are eating Tide Pods, back in the United States. I would argue, take your daily water usage and put it on your head and carry that for a half a mile if you wanted to challenge. And that's what it's about. It's about coming back and remembering. The word remember. It means you're already a member. We always have been who we are. But maybe we forget now because of, everybody wants to be a doctor, a lawyer, an Indian chief. There's no value in anything that's not monetarily related, unfortunately. And it's to remember, become a member again of your tribe, of your community, of your people, of a natural lifestyle that we used to always live. People used to just live. That's what I love about Jamaica. People just live, man. They live until they die. And they live healthy because when they live in the old school ways, in the old food, the original food, real food, you're not plagued and pestered, especially without the stress level that people live in the United States. You're not plagued and pestered by the level of things that are on people today.
From a naturalist perspective, eating more alkaline food is the best for the body. Cucumber, broccoli, cauliflower, avocado. Avocado, wow. That's one of the number one fruit with the omega-3 fatty acids. So if you could get avocado all year round, man wouldn't need to eat a lot of meat. Avocado, broccoli, cauliflower, yeah. Turmeric, that's an anesthetic, is good for, inflammation. Garlic is one of the best all-purpose herb you can ever think of. Trust me, to man, garlic. The plantain, high in potassium, good for your hair, good for your skin. But you just look at it, it's one of the better side of banana. Coconut, oh God, coconut. Coconut is one of the number one thing we naturalists love. If you try to get coconut every day, I don't think you'd have to even worry about no sickness with coconut. Because coconut is gonna cleanse off your heart walls and all the arteries. All that oil that's in coconut is gonna go in there and just lift all those rust out of your colon, of all the bad stuff that you eat over the years. I tell you, the apple. In case you're catching a flu, the apple, that red apple there, it's one of the best to tank up on and drive that flu away. The best vitamin C, we underestimate that so many times. All right, for all the persons who want to keep their hair black, you might as well use some guava. Guava leaf, boil and put in your lotion. Fire, Rasta man, come over here. Show them Rasta. One of the best things that is good for cancer, 110 times better than chemotherapy. And everything in this thing is good. See right here, the heart is good for weak bladder. So for all those people that have a lot of weak bladder out there, try and get some graviola or sour sap. One time I got a lady called me up and said, oh, you need to get a certificate that said organic. I'm like, who are you? I don't need a certificate to tell me that I am organic. I know what organic is. So if they want to give me a certificate that say organic to approve, then I take it. But I know what organic is because a lot of people think, oh, organic food is one of the food that chew fertilizer at the root. But it's sprayed with all those herbicides that they gave to you. And they're trying to say herbicide is organic sprayed. No, nothing that they put in the bottle in the store, that can never be organic. Tell me, what can live on a shelf in a store that is organic? Nothing. Everything that is organic is right out there in nature. And when you bring it to your kitchen, it cannot stay very long. It's gonna go. And I see people have tomatoes that in their fridge for weeks, apple, weeks. How could that be organic? Nothing that is organic Otherwise, from an orange, a lemon, all those things that have alkaline in there, like cucumber, because cucumber have a lot of alkaline in there. Only those things that can give a longer lifespan. Things like these, no. Bird's gonna want to eat it, bugs or fly, because it's organic. It's gonna go. Put a pesticide on it, they don't want it. Alkaline is the best. Kale, callaloo, pap chow. Those are like the top 8. Oh, you can throw some papaya in there too. Like top 9 alkaline foods. And you know, lime, of course, is one of the #1 that have the most. Keep your brain healthy. Keep you functioning. See, I still have a baby, and look at how old I am. I'm a grandma, I'm an old cow now. And still going, see?
Many people in the world, obviously, and I think all of us, we're always looking for the good life. And it's a worthwhile pursuit, but it means different things to different people. At Zimbali, there's many phases of the good life. Great food, great culture, as I've spoken about at length, but also you'll never sleep like you can sleep at Zimbali. Great life comes from great sleep. You have to get your sleep at night. So Zimbali's great sleep, great tranquility, places in the bamboo for great meditation. We have all our own food. At Zimbali, you can come here and it is a good life in so many ways. The only thing that makes it different for different people is based on their expectations. I would say wipe away your expectations and come to Zimbali a blank slate. Part of the problem is people come with expectations. Come with no expectations, man. Just wanting to learn or wanting to see, wanting to know. Go up to fires and talk his ear off for 3 hours about Rastafari. See this guy that lives with, I mean, the humblest life and wants nothing. What would that mean to you? I don't know. You'd have to answer that for yourself. But if you have a bunch of expectations that, oh, he doesn't have a TV and he doesn't have Wi-Fi, well, then it's gonna dent your experience. Come with no expectations. But I can promise you, great food, the real culture. This is a farming village. It's the most beautiful people, the most friendly people all around you. People take a walk, go 2 miles up the road, and when they come back, they have their shirts full of mangoes and fruits and people just giving them things all the way down the road. That's country life in Jamaica. You can pick off the trees, swim in the rivers, drink from the springs. Come with no expectations, man. And it'll be hard for you to come with your mind free, but there's an expectation that hopefully you leave with your mind free. That's the expectation you should come with.
It's a great atmosphere. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. There's no pressure on you to do anything. So you can feel completely relaxed. The architecture of the building is superb. You can see the statues. Each time you look at a wall, you're going to see something different because you've got a carving right here, and I've looked at that, I've studied it, and I've thought, oh my gosh, each time I'm looking at that, I'm seeing something different. So you're seeing something with a new eye. So it's a relaxing place to be. You've got quiet, you've got nature, and you've also got the animals and things like that. So you're having an experience which is not related to fast-paced living. It's really relaxed and it's very, very laid back, which means that you're going to go back home in a relaxed mood so that you can go back to your life. But I would seriously recommend you to come back here because you will not regret it. It's a super experience.
Because we went round, we saw all the stuff, so we could really associate the meal with the actual trees and what's happening. And there's a sort of link that maybe you don't go into a supermarket in the UK where everything's in shrink wrapped in plastic and doesn't really relate to where it's come from. And I think that for me is the thing that really struck through. Plus the cooking was brilliant and you could taste everything. I think the thing that really struck me is how fresh it is. It's come practically off a tree this morning or out the ground, and it was well explained what they were doing, and everything you knew was pretty healthy. It wasn't processed, it wasn't through hundreds of steps.
Everything here was it was like a party in the mouth. It was just completely amazing. No chemicals, and I usually can taste like different pesticides and things sometimes, and I tasted no pesticides, and Everything just tastes so fresh, and you just get energy when you eat this kind of food. I get a burst of energy instead of like feeling sleepy. It is like a dire emergency to spread the word, to share it with your neighbor, your friends, and your family, to get back to this natural grown food without pesticides. It used to be 1 out of 10,000, then 1 out of 100 people are getting cancer. Now it's, in America, it's 1 out of 2 people will get cancer during their lifetime at some point. So prophylactically, like, so you don't get cancer, so you don't get all these health issues and have to go through what I did with horrible chronic illnesses for 14 years and trying to recover from that. It's so important to eat fresh food without chemicals and sprays, and to cook it yourself and get away from this fast food, quick food model.
I really love the relaxed feeling and everybody being so nice. Just the whole vibe, the friendly atmosphere here. More fruits in the food, I would say. Yeah, sure. Traditionally in Sweden, it's a lot of salty fish and meat and stuff like that. Potatoes was more fruits. This sweeter, but not too sweet, and more freshness to it. So it feels healthy.
I'm from New York, and the food there looks good, but it never tastes very good. Okay, at least the fresh fruits and the vegetables. Here, the fruit and the vegetables are just fantastic. It's a wonderful experience. This is something completely out. If you're from the US, it's something completely outside of your experience. Just come here, have a completely different experience. The music, the people, the friendliness, the food, mountains. Driving up through the sugarcane is just a very different experience.
As soon as I arrived in Jamaica, I loved it. As soon as I arrived in Zimbali, I loved it even more. It was way above my expectations in terms of relaxation, being with nature, and I have just enjoyed every minute. The most exciting things were going to the Rasta farm and talking to the guys and who are at one with the world. They live off the land without technology. The farm to table cooking show is very much a plus. Food looks fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. The mixture of different vegetables and the flavors is just outstanding because it's natural, because it's fresh. I'm not a vegetarian, but I could be here. I think the wellness starts with relaxing, taking away the stress. That's the start. But that comes with the atmosphere, and it comes with the people who are just so lovely. Nothing is too much trouble. And the surroundings, the location is perfect for that. There's just so much that you can do to discover yourself and seeing things in a better perspective. And I'm certain of that, and I feel that.
We arrived 2 days ago, I think, and we were just flashed by the experience. It's so natural and calm, so you really can calm down and have a break from your everyday routine. And I really like the food. They cook very, very well. I love it because it's all done with products they grow in their own yard, with food they buy around, so there's nothing imported or treated with fertilizer or anything like that. So you can really taste that they do this with love, and I really appreciate that.
It's just the people here, because that's the first thing I thought when I came in. They was very relaxed, and also Mark came to us and said, just feeling like home, and it feels like home. It's like you came into the living room and just sit, for example, here down and just relax.
If you're in a hotel in the tourism regions, like in Negril or Chorrillos or some cities like that, these are hotels you would find all across the world. There's no special twist they have. Also, they cook like they want to meet the taste of everyone, like Americans and Europeans, and you don't get the feeling of Jamaican food, of Jamaican lifestyle, because they want to suit everyone's taste. And here you can really enjoy the Jamaican food and the lifestyle. You get to know the country a little bit better than you would in a normal hotel.
For me, Zimbali represents the good life. For other people, it may be other things to them. But in the end, I must always and forever give ultimate thanks to my lovely wife. To me, she's everything. She's the good life to me. She's brought me beautiful children. This is a truly shared dream. It's not me, it's she. It's she and I, it's we. But I love my wife and I give thanks to her every day.